Okay, so here we have chapter 4, section 4, for math 40. This is question number 10, and this is an investment problem. So it reads, a total of $11,000 was invested. Part of the $11,000 was invested at 4%, and the rest at 7%. If the investments earn $680 per year, how much was invested at each rate? So some things you want to keep in mind is, first of all, you have to use two variables. So we're going to use an X and a Y, and we're talking about two investments here. So we have X will be one investment, and we're going to have it at the 4% rate. So X equals whatever investment at 4%. And then we have our Y, which is the rest at 7%. So Y will be our investment at 7%. So we just want to make sure we identify that information, and we'll fill it back in at the top later. So now we need to look at the rest of the problem. So it says a total of $11,000 was invested. So if a total of $11,000 was invested, that means when you add whatever is invested from X to whatever is invested from Y, it's going to equal $11,000. So that brings us to our first equation. So we have X plus Y is equal to $11,000. Or 11,000. And so the next total that it gives us is $680. That $680 is the earnings from the interest rates. So what we have to do is take the earnings from the interest rates. So we have X at 4%. So 4%, which is 0.04, times X, plus the interest rate of Y, which is 7%, which is 0.07, times Y, will be equal to $680. $680. And now we have those good old decimals again, so we want to multiply these to get rid of the decimals, so that way we don't have any more decimals. So let's choose what power of 10, and we always do that by what's our last space behind the decimal. And here we have 2 digits after each decimal, which is the hundredths place. So that means we multiply the equation by 100. If we do that, 100 times 0.04 will give us 4. X, 100 times 0.07 gives us 7. Y, and 100 times 680 will equal 680 with 2 extra zeros. 0, 0. So now we have an equation that we can work with. So we're going to take this equation, 4x plus 7y equals 68,000, and this equation, x plus y equals 11,000, and we're going to use those as our system of equations. So now we can easily solve this using elimination. So I always suggest going with a smaller number. So for instance, x and y both have a coefficient of 1. We can eliminate x, or we can eliminate y. I'm going to suggest x because x has a 4 next to it, so that just means we have to multiply by a smaller number. So we're going to multiply this whole equation by -4, because remember, with elimination, you not only want the coefficients to match, but you want it to be opposite signs. So since this is positive, we're going to make this one negative. So we have -4 times x is equal to -4x. -4 times y is equal to -4y. And -4 times 11,000 is equal to -44,000. So we're going to use that with the other equation that we have, which remains unchanged. We're just going to write it right on top. So we have 4x plus 7y is equal to 68,000. So now we can do our elimination. So remember, we were eliminating x, so automatically this eliminates. 4x minus 4x equals 0. Then we have 7y minus 4y. Well, that's equal to 3y. And then we have 68,000 minus 44,000. Well, we know these three zeros are there. And then 8 minus 4, 6 minus 4. So 3y is equal to 24,000. So now the last thing that we have to do is divide. And we get y is equal to 8,000. So now we're going to take that information and we're going to plug it back into our easiest equation. I suggest our x plus y is equal to 11,000. So here we have x plus y is equal to 11,000. So we're going to use our y equals 8,000 and plug that in. So x plus 8,000 is equal to 11,000. Subtract 8,000 from both sides. And we're left with x on this side is equal to 3,000. So we can use this information, our y equals 8,000 and x equals 3,000, and go back to our original information. Because if you remember, it's not asking just what x and y are, but it's asking how much was invested at each rate. Well, we know that x is equal to 3,000 and y is equal to 8,000. So x is 3,000 at 4% and y is 8,000 at 7%. And we are done.